You are watching a Titan Ed video review. These reviews are for 13 plus collectors. If you are not a collector, please click away. Well, it finally happened. The first Transformer Earthrise figure to piss me off. What? What do you mean I gotta review it still? Ugh, fine. Lucky so-and-so. Transformers Earthrise Hoist. Get ready for pain.
It's time for a Titan.
Shake that.
Video review.
Oh, where to begin? I hate to say it up front, I just hate to say it, but this figure is bad. It's really bad. Which sucks because I at least wanted this figure to be halfway decent, because they're supposed to do a Trailbreaker repaint remold of him that I was really excited for, but now I'm terrified. Ugh. First off, the biggest complaint I have for the figure, for both modes. The front hood, front end of the car, the hood and everything right here. That is clear translucent plastic that I believe is painted over. I may be wrong about the hood, but definitely the front bumper and what makes up the parts that the wheels hang on to are made of clear translucent plastic that has been painted over. Now, in my experience, clear translucent plastic that's been painted over like this is a scratching magnet. My next big issue is that the hands are very much visible in this mode. Now, I can already hear a few people typing away, stating that if you just spin the hands so they're not facing out like that, they won't be as visible. True, but the big problem is when you have him in any other position besides this, he rolls worse than say, any other way. And it rolls pretty bad because of the way the hands are positioned right now. Now, I may have them positioned wrong. It's a possibility, but I've twisted them in every other configuration and gotten even worse results than this. So, yeah. That's bad. And, I guess by now you've probably noticed the fact that his tires are two different types of tires, held together with friction. Okay, I can understand that. But you couldn't just use the same friction clip on all four tires? Okay, the last thing that's ticked me off. His namesake, Hoist. He's often towing Autobots when necessary. He can't even do that because of the Earthrise base attachment gimmick. They decide to randomly shove into the part that's supposed to tow other vehicles. Behold, the new definition of an intrusive gimmick. So yeah, I have some problems with this toy. Oh, and to make matters worse, I think a crack is developing in his windscreen, or his windshield. I'm actually pretty sure at this point it's a crack. I spent $20 on this figure. I spent 20 hard-earned dollars on this figure. Oh, God. Let's just get into robot mode. Real quick, and this was the only figure I had on hand to do this. Size comparison. Earthrise Optimus Prime. You get the idea. Let's move on. Alright, let's just keep this train wreck moving. Alright, let's talk about the positives of this robot mode first. His legs are possibly the best Earthrise legs of any Transformer figure I so far have gotten in Earthrise. I mean, honestly, that's the knee. That's a transformation joint that gives you a practically double jointed knee. That's amazing. You know, full motion here. Very nice. It is such a shame that everything from the waist up is complete and utter crap with this figure. First off, the torso is just completely hollow in a very bad way. Like, if I had another light source, I could beam light through his gaps. It's ridiculous. You know, it's not the worst when it comes to gappage issues. I can think of much worse figures, but for whatever reason, just the way he's designed it, you see gaps in the front if you look in the right places, and that's just not right. Another issue is, yeah, his head does that a lot. There is a part that feels like it's supposed to be stopping it from doing it, but it's just not good enough to actually do that. So that happens a lot. So, one other problem I have is with his weapon of choice. This is not entirely the figure or even the toy designer's fault. In this case, it is the original 1980s toy designer who decided to give him this weird cannon arm. This figure tries its best to recreate it because instead of replacing the hand and putting an actual cannon piece in there, instead it tries to do this thing where you can slip the cannon on and off. It just looks a little ridiculous in my opinion. Not entirely the toy's fault in this regard. It's the 1980s toy designer who decided to stick that little feature on Hoist. Now, time for the main event. The thing that truly broke me about this figure. His arms. Now, the joints going out are not bad. The elbows are pretty decent. Thanks to that regular, ridiculous way his arms transform in vehicle mode, he's got a really good elbow bend, surprisingly enough. But his shoulder joints are attached to this unbelievable plank of kibble. You literally have to turn up the kibble to turn his arms forward. That is terrible. That is horrifyingly bad. Why? Who was the designer who made this? What in God's green earth were they smoking to make them think this was a good idea? And how fast can we put him in traction? This is unacceptable by modern Transformer standards. This would have been bad even during the Unicron trilogy toys, but to do this in 2020, this figure was designed in 2019, sold in 2020. There is no reason for this amount of kibble to be on the figure. No reason. And to make it part of the shoulder joint without at least the ability to fold it down or fold it away so it's away from the arm when you want to point the arm forward. That's just wrong. It's truly what broke me about this figure, and it's just why I do not like it. This is a bad figure. I'm sorry to anybody who may like this figure or this character, but this is a bad figure. And oh yeah, before I forget, one more time. Earthrise Optimus Prime for size comparison. Yeah, he's very big for a deluxe. As I was stating, This is a terrible figure. This has got to be the first figure I have ever had to say, do not buy. Even if you are going for completionists, I have to say, this is a hard skip. Pick this thing up on clearance. Pick this thing up on some buy one, get one free deal. Do not spend your hard-earned money on this piece of crap. Well, until next time, hopefully next time we'll have a better figure to review. But until next time, this is Titan Z saying, I'll see ya when I see ya.